Hey Cesar. So I got your request for your reading for All About Love. So we're just gonna go ahead and shuffle, put the cards together, and try to get you your message. Whew. Okay. So we have Cesar here today. I'm asking that you use me as a channel to give him a message all about his love life. A way that he can allow more love into his life, his commitment, his trust. Spirit, I'm asking for your divine wisdom and light to shine through these cards to help Cesar get the message that he's looking for in his love life. I appreciate it. Okay. So, how can Cesar allow more love in his life? Right off the bat, Queen of Cups. Okay. What is a new way that Cesar can start expressing his love? Okay. What can Cesar do to find lasting love? Oh my goodness. Jeez. What is something that Cesar needs to learn about commitment? Spirit, what is something that Cesar should learn about commitment? What is something that Cesar can learn about commitment, please? Oof, okay. Alrighty. What is something that Cesar can learn about trust? Okay. What is something that Cesar can learn about communication, please? Something that Cesar can learn about communication. Lord have mercy. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Can you describe his soulmate? Can you please describe Cesar's soulmate? Please describe Cesar's soulmate for me, Spirit. Please describe Cesar's soulmate for me. Oh, goodness. Oh, okay. Okay. What is a soul lesson that Cesar should learn about love, please? What is a soul lesson that Cesar should learn about love? All right. A lot of wands. Wands and cups. A little bit of pentacles energy. Okay. So, we are just going to go through these cards and then I'll give you an overall message. For an energy on how you can allow more love into your life, you got the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups talks about somebody who's, has a lot of empathy. They're very tender-hearted. They're very aware of their emotions and they don't shy away from them, right? And so it says the Queen of Cups indicates that emotional understanding should have a high priority in your life right now or will in the near future. You have the resources necessary to understand how others feel, empathize with any difficult situation, give your support. So overall, for how you can allow more love into your life, it's basically just being more understanding. It's having a big heart, making sure that people feel like they're not alone. So that's right off the bat. And then so for a new way that you can start expressing your love, you got the High Priestess here. And so the High Priestess talks about female intuition. It talks about the feminine side and everything like that. And so, yes, it is a female energy card. However, it's important to note that all of us inside of us have feminine energy and masculine energy. And then, for our higher selves, we have our, divine masculine, divine feminine. And ideally, we're in balance with both of those, right? And so for a new way to start expressing your love, it sounds as though Spirit is kind of inviting you to soften yourself up a little bit, use your intuition, speak from your heart, feminine attributes, you know. So it's like the divine masculine is just very logical, kind of just wants everything, you know, black and white, may have the walls up around them and everything. So the high priestess kind of invites you to tap into that feminine part, you know. So like it's exactly the same as the Queen of Cups, you know, that feminine energy. It sounds as though in your, it could be that, you know, in your past relationships or just how you approach relationships is not really tapping too much into like your sensitive side. You know, maybe your understanding, you're just really tapping into like your heart, right? Making heart over head decisions and everything like that. So that is what they're asking you to do there, for a new way to start expressing your love to your significant other in your relationships, or if you don't have somebody right now, for your future relationships. It says what you can do now to find or maintain lasting love. So you got the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is a card that basically asks what's next, right? And so it's kind of just evaluating yourself, you know. So this guy on the card, you know, he's like a gardener. He's put a lot of work into his situation already. And right now he's kind of in this, you know, looking at everything that he's already done. And he's like, oh, okay, so, you know, I grew this beautiful garden and now I'm doing fine. But it's asking you to kind of take a look and have a reality check about your progress. Think about how you performed, what have you achieved so far, how can you enjoy the fruits of your labor. And then it's also saying maybe you've put so much work in and you've already done so much. So now it's kind of time to just sit back and look at your progress, look at what you've done. Take a break and consider whether you actually need to invest more time and effort, take a step back, rethink, create a new strategy, or move in a different direction. It says that sometimes we hang on to our current creation for fear of having to find a new one. And it also talks about that you can be at a crossroads, and it's important to evaluate where you're going and whether this is the right road for you. And so I would definitely think that in a love question, talking about like what you can do to find or maintain lasting love, I think it would actually be, this card is inviting you to kind of look at where you've been so far, right? What you've done so far, what did you do in past relationships? Or like I said, if you're currently in a relationship, what have you already done with your partner? You know, what else can you do to kind of just keep this flow of progress going? And if there's anything that you feel you need to evaluate, or maybe your partner makes comments or anything like that, I would say that that card is asking you, again, take a step back, look at what's going on, think about where you're going next, and plan your next move out very carefully, okay? So something that you need to learn about commitment, you got the Six of Wands rooted down by the Four of Wands, okay? So the Six of Wands, he's an interesting little character. He kind of talks about okay, so he talks about like a self-confident person that's just unapologetic about how proud he is of himself. You know, like he's just like this guy here, you know, he's put in a lot of work, he's done a lot of things for himself, and now he's just kind of enjoying himself. You know, he thinks that it's okay if he just celebrates a little bit, but of course every card is always like a warning and everything, and so they're always double-sided. So it could talk about, it's great if you feel proud of yourself, it's great to celebrate your accomplishments, because the Four of Wands is also about celebration, harmony, relaxation, everything. So you have a lot of energy here that you may have made a good amount of progress, and now is the time to just pause, right? You're being asked to pause in about 2 cards here so far, and just kind of evaluate right now. So I think maybe with this energy together, so it says the problem is, okay, we feel that we've won, we've come out on top, or are simply the best. So we can tend to get carried away and, like, I guess our own sense of grandiose, you know, like, oh, I'm doing great, everything's fine. Now I can just celebrate, now I could just whatever. And since it came out in what you need to learn about commitment, I think it could definitely be kind of something, looking at it as though, like, don't when you're in a commitment with somebody, right, it's equality. It's a partnership. It's supposed to be about, you know, two people coming together in this really harmonious union. However, there are times where maybe we're progressing over our partner. Again, energy switch. So it could be your partner feeling like they are, you find yourself in situations where, you know, your partner may have this grandiose sense of self and, you know, maybe just tooting their own horn a little bit too much, celebrating a little bit too soon. And it's asking for more careful deliberation about things like that. You know, like maybe it's a big like party thing, maybe about commitment. It's kind of one of those like, okay, what it's asking you to learn about commitment is if you're in a commitment, you can't always do what you want to do, right? Like it's not just all about you. It's okay to feel accomplished, but do you take the partying a little bit too far, you know, or does your partner? So it's just kind of asking you, like I said, especially because these two cards as well asked you to kind of like tap a little bit more into your feminine side. So understand where your partner's coming from if this is indeed something of just like maybe you celebrate yourself a little bit too much or your partner. Maybe somebody claps a little bit too loud for themselves and doesn't pay attention to what their partner is also doing. So it would definitely discourage, you know, against that. And make sure that as much love and adoration that you're giving yourself, which is great, don't ever stop doing that. Make sure that you're giving it to your partner too, though, right? Okay, good. Okay, so something that you need to learn about trust. You got the Emperor card. So the Emperor card is... so he's the card in the deck that's very authoritative. He's like the father figure. He's in a sense of power, you know, and with his sense of power, just like our little friend here, the Six of Wands, the Emperor tends to assert his dominance over other people, right? He could be very blocked. He could be very insensitive to others and to their feelings, which is interesting again because you had that Queen of Cups and the High Priestess, which were cards inviting you and kind of trying to lead you on how to create better relationships, how to create lasting love. Is that you have to come out of this masculine, like, hi, I'm the male dominant person, and get into your energy of like, oh, okay, like, you know, your feminine side, like be a little bit more sensitive, like listen to people a little bit more. You know, like when you think about women, you think about nurturers, right? Like most of us are nurturers by nature, right? Like that's just who we are. You know, we don't try to lord our power over people. You know, we know there's a way to be dominant and be silent about it, right? Like you don't have to like get on that high horse here with your Six of Wands friend and then get in with the Emperor, and then here you guys are just kind of with those energies all mixing around thinking that, you know, you're kind of like, I'm the man and that's it type of energy. So that's definitely something to learn about trust, you know, is that you want your significant other to trust you and you want to not be this like super guarded person. It says here that in a question concerning a partnership, it signifies that you have the need to take control of your relationships, but it's time to keep your personal feelings out of the firing line and base your decision on pure fact. It could mean, you know, that, like I said, like you're that person in this position of authority, and you have a tendency not to listen to what other people say or your partner, right? Okay, so something that you should learn about communication. You did get the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups says, here we are, it's this. So the Seven of Cups is all about high expectations, having your cake and eating it too, possibly having some illusions about love, maybe having too many choices around you. It's kind of like a card of confusion. And so it has many meanings. I'll read them off. The first one is that you have so many choices right now that you can't organize yourself to make the right one. The second is that you're living under some kind of illusion about what you can achieve. Or the third is that you're simply indulging in excess or opting for just kind of like a very carefree, caution to the wind lifestyle. which, I mean, this one kind of suggested that as well. This Six of Wands rooted down by the Four of Wands. I kind of got that energy from there. And so if we're talking about this if we're talking about this and what you need to learn about communication, I think that it would be inviting you to, make sure that communication is pure fact, right? This guy talks about it too, where it's like, make sure the things that you say are based off of fact. Make sure that there's not a bunch of illusions flying around. Be very, very clear cut on your communication with your partner or your future partner, potential partner of right now, whatever it is. Be sure that you're very clear, because again, this is, like I said, a card of confusion. There's too many choices. There's illusions flying around. Someone may not feel like they're, getting the honest version of you, or getting all that they can get out of you, as far as the truth goes, or you can feel like that as well. Like I said, it's illusions. It's kind of just not a very grounded, right, type of solid thing. It's just kind of be careful. Be careful that you're telling the truth. Be careful that the truth is being told to you, right? Clear cut communication. For the 7th position, we have describe your soulmate. So you got the 9 of Wands rooted down by the 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups is a very, very beautiful card. It's one of my favorites in the deck because it's all about like family, happy life. It talks about just finding that person who's in perfect alignment with you, and you have the house together and the rainbow with all these cups, and you guys are completely you completely jive together, right? It's just the ideal partnership for you, okay? But it also popped out, like I said, with the 9 of Wands. And I like it because the 9 of Wands is about persisting, standing strong through adversity. It does talk about that, suffering some setbacks, but you just, you sail right through those. Any challenges that come your way, you just keep going. You know that you're supported. You know that this could very well just be a test of, who you are, right? Your grit, what you're made out of. And I think it's really interesting that it came out with the 10 of Cups because, again, the 10 of Cups is that beautiful family card. So this could very well mean that your ideal soulmate, or the soulmate that you have, the soulmate that could be coming in for you, is someone who will stand by you through anything, right? They will love you the way that you love them. They will be there for you. They will be persistent. They will fight anything through you, right? Because again, that card signifies that. Standing strong. So I really do feel like your soulmate is somebody who wants a beautiful family life and who will stand by you through anything. So that's really cool. Good luck if that comes in for you. I just got so happy for you. That's really cool. Okay, so then your final card is a soul lesson that you're learning about love. For that one, you did get the 5 of Wands. And so the 5 of Wands is about being caught in a battle. Being caught in a battle right now, and everyone's just fighting to be heard, but nobody's listening, right? And that could very easily happen in relationships, right? Wrapping up the entire reading, I would definitely say, moving forward, starting today, whatever you want to call it, definitely tap into your feminine energy. If this energy here is you, soften yourself up just a little bit, right? Come back into the Queen of Cups, come into the High Priestess. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being balanced with your opposite side, right? It's the yin and the yang. It's the beautiful, harmonious energy. And the more balanced you are, the better your relationships will be, okay? Just because we're born males, it doesn't mean that we always have to be in this emperor energy, right? Sometimes we could let the walls down a little bit. We can listen to our hearts, and we could lead with that same heart. That is absolutely okay. I get the sense here that you are a hard worker. You've probably done a lot for yourself. You've gotten to a certain point. And here, You want to make sure that moving forward, like I said, in your current relationship, future relationship, whatever it is that you're looking for, you want to make sure that you're picking your battles. You want to make sure that you're listening. That's another attribute of a female, right? Our feminine side. We listen. We're nurturers. So for that to be your overall soul lesson about love, I would definitely say that it's very clear that that is your message. Tap into your feminine side. Learn how to listen more. Think about your partner as much as you think about yourself. This is not just the readings, oh, you're a very selfish person and you're a selfish lover. No, it's not about that at all. It's that we all have things that we can do better in relationships. We all have things that we need to take advice on. Me personally, I probably use my masculine energy a little bit too much too. So, I mean, I'm sure that stuff like this would come out for me as well, right? We all have something that we have going on. So this is just, your overall reading is just kind of saying, moving forward, what you should do. You know, don't celebrate yourself too much, but also don't berate yourself too much. You know, you have this masculine, super masculine energy right in the middle of your reading, and then it's surrounded by all of this really beautiful kind of feminine energy, family energy, love, beauty. So balance, right? Everything is balance, and everything could be in perfect harmony. You can find this just a rider, right? Like someone who's just going to be there for you through it all. Just make sure that you're listening, right? Make sure that you pick your battles. Make sure that you know that this argument could start today and it could end in 3 days, but who won? Like, when you're really with somebody that you truly love, somebody who cherishes you as much as you cherish them, think about if it's worth the fight before you start a fight or end a fight, or watch how you fight. Fight with love, right? Do not fight just to be heard, or like, you're not listening to me and you better listen to me, or no, that doesn't do anything. See all these people, they're all just throwing their wands all over the place. They have so much going on, but no one is going to come out the winner in that, right? So good. I think it's good. Oh, and also just remember about the illusions, right? Be very clear with your communication. Make sure that you are absolutely heard and understood, because that's just as important as well. Make sure that there's that really beautiful yin and yang energy, the give and take, the balance of masculine and feminine, and bring that in to your relationship now, or a relationship that you are thinking about having, or one in the future, whoever knows. Best of luck to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you for watching, and take care. Okay? Bye.